What's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette.
I do it for the turn up. And we ain't going nowhere. We praise him because it's necessary. So watch us turn this place into a sanctuary.
J1 Yvette.
I do it for the turn up.
She's a G for Jesus.
But I'll come to praise his name. You're tuned in to Sunday Inspiration. It's Justified Madness on Blog Talk Radio.
This ain't no ordinary worship.
What's up, what's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette, and welcome to the Sunday Inspiration edition of Justified Madness. That's Kelontae Gavin with No Ordinary Worship. And I just want to say for the record that there Kelontae can sing, y'all. Woo! Keep on singing for the Lord, Mr. Gavin. You are doing great things with your music ministry, okay? Now, before I go on, I want to send major love to my church, St. Paul Church in District Heights, Maryland, where the senior pastor is Pastor Robert J. Williams Sr., and the co-pastor is Pastor Bobby Williams Jr. Now, a special shout out to Pastor Bobby, who delivered the sermon this morning, where he talked about the recovery of health. And it's such a timely sermon for this COVID-19 season, where so many people are facing health challenges to a degree that has not been seen in over 100 years. This pandemic, on top of just the normal challenges that we face on the regular, it's a lot to handle, but we have to remember that God is still in control. And to wrap it up in one sentence, we need to rely on the power of Christ for our healing, no matter what the situation may be. Our senior pastor recently had a fall where he broke his hip, and we witnessed him recover to a point where he was not only up and walking, y'all, but without the assistance of a cane, okay? His first Sunday back, he walked up to that pulpit with the cane over his shoulder like, I don't need this thing, just to show us what God can do, and he will show up and show out. And I can give y'all my own testimony where even though depression and anxiety have literally tried to take me out, honey, I'm still here. And those 3 words sometimes are the strongest testimony you can give. I was diagnosed with lupus in October of 2015, y'all, and that tried to take me out too. But honey, not only did it not keep me down, in June of 2017, the diagnosis was reversed. My rheumatologist said he had never seen that before, and he couldn't figure out what happened. I know what happened. I know the God I serve. So when I tell you that God will show up and show out, I'm not just telling you what I've heard. I'm not just talking about stories that I read on the internet, y'all. I'm talking about what I have witnessed and what I have experienced. And I know that God is still working if you just trust and believe him. Now, St. Paul has gone back to virtual service out of abundance of caution during this COVID-19 spike, but you can still be a part of the service from wherever you are. We stream live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Just click on spchurchonline.com for more details. Again, it's S as in Saint, P as in Paul, churchonline.com. Now, next up, I have music from D1 featuring 1K Phew and Gazelle with My Bruddas. That's by request from Kiana in New Orleans, Louisiana. And yes, I do honor requests. Just hit me up on Twitter or shoot me an email at SaturdayMadness11@gmail.com. You are tuned into Sunday Inspiration with your girl, J1 Yvette.
Yeah.
What's up, what's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette. Now, I come to bring you the latest and greatest in gospel music every Sunday right here on the Sunday Inspiration edition of Justified Madness. But if you want to get your worship and praise on all through the week, let me tell you about this cool Facebook page, y'all. It's facebook.com/sounds, SOUNDZ from heaven. Again, Facebook.com/sounds, SOUNDZ from heaven. Make sure you're tuning in, get your worship and praise on every day, and don't forget to like and share, and join me every Sunday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time for the Sunday Inspiration edition of Justified Madness.
I don't know what you're looking at in your life today that doesn't look right, that doesn't line up with
the Word of God, but I can tell you something about perspective. I can tell you something about perseverance. I can tell you something about persistence. Some of the greatest things that you'll see God do in your life will be because you went back and looked again. Some of the greatest things you'll see God do in your life will be things that you were about to walk away from. But you came back just one more time to say, no, wait a minute. Let me look at this differently. Because I was about to give up on this marriage. But I think I see something that I didn't see last time. So let me get a different perspective. We always think that God's presence is provided to fix our problems. But what if God's presence is more about fixing your perspective? So that you have a new way to see your problems. If I promised you today that God was going to fix all your problems the first time you went back and looked at them, I could make the church shout. We could have a good emotional experience. And we'd have 18,000 disappointed people when you go back home and everything you left looks just like it looked when you left it. If you didn't make up your bed this morning, it ain't made by angels when you get back home from church. If you didn't put anything in the crock pot before church, it's not going to be a feast when you get home. It's faith, not sight. They're opposites. We always think that the opposite of faith is doubt. The opposite of faith scripturally is not doubt, it's sight. So the opposite of faith is not that I have questions sometimes. The opposite of faith is that I accept the surface answer to my question. The opposite of faith is that I don't look through it. Touch somebody and say, look again. Look again. Because sometimes you'll look at something in your life and it'll seem like there's no way out. That's how Moses felt when he was standing at the Red Sea and he wanted to know, what do I do about these chariots? And God spoke to Moses and said, it won't be the chariots that'll kill you. It'll be your complacency, because I can make a way through it if you look again. Now, as long as you're looking back at the chariots that are chasing you, you won't see the way that I've chosen to make in front of you. But if you look again, I believe you'll see waters starting to split. I believe you'll see a sign that I'm with you to deliver you. I believe if you look again, you'll see something that was there all along. Look again. Touch somebody, say, take another look. That's for every single person. That guy that broke up with you, I know he didn't see much in you, but he needs to look again. Because the next time he sees you, you're going to have such a confidence about who God made you to be that you know that you didn't need him to begin with. And what he did, all he did is make you take another look within yourself to see, I am something. I am special. I am valuable. I do have something to offer. High five somebody, say, look again. I know I don't look like much right now, but look again. I'm coming to the back. I'm coming to the very back of Blakeney to tell somebody who's been looking at something in your life that seemed hopeless, that God brought you here on this mountain and gave me this microphone to tell you, look again. Look again. Look again. Look again.
What's up? What's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette, and you're locked into Sunday Inspiration. It's Justified Madness on Blog Talk Radio. It's Sunday Inspiration with your girl, J1 Yvette, and that's music from the group Fire with Fix It. And indeed, if you trust and believe, Jesus will indeed fix it, whatever it is in your life. So never give up and never give in, and always trust and believe. Quick programming note, I'll be back on the air this Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time for the Spoken Word Wednesday edition of Justified Madness. I'm on the air every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday. All my episodes of Justified Madness right here on Blog Talk Radio, or catch up on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Podchaser, Podpage, Castbox, and almost anywhere else you get your podcast. My Sunday show is listed as Sunday Inspiration, and my Wednesday and Saturday shows are listed as Justified Madness. Now, for now, I'm asking that you not stream from Spotify, and I'll get into the exact reasons behind that at a later date. But all the other ones I named, yeah, go with any of those. Now, before I go on, I want to send a shout out to my official promo team, Team J1 Yvette. That's run by my girls Tracy and Amina. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Team J1 Yvette. And also make sure you're following me on Twitter at J1 Yvette1. That's JWANYVETTE and the number 1. Now, I'm no longer able to take live calls because the show is pre-recorded, but I do live tweet every show. So make sure you're following me on Twitter. Again, it's JWANYVETTE, then the number 1. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and fan base at Justified Madness 31. Now, before I go, I got to send a shout out to my husband, Ellis, my big sis, Debbie Deb, my St. Paul family, all my fan bam, whether by blood or by love. I love you to life, and I love you for real. All my twamly, my young nation, all my mad hatters, Shane, and last but never ever least, my beautiful daughter, Jessie. Y'all know her as Jessie James, and she opens up my show every Wednesday and Saturday night right here on Justified Madness. Now, coming up, if you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, I've got Tasha Cobbs-Leonard with Gotta Believe. And on the other side of the commercial, I'm closing out with Pastor Mike Jr. and Amazing. Now, if you're listening on another platform, I'll be back after a short break with a word for the week. You're tuned in to Sunday Inspiration with your girl, J1 Yvette. What's up? What's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette. I'm sending a shout out to my bro, cuz Willie Moore Jr. And you can keep up with him at thewilliemoorejrshow.com. Or also, if you're in Baltimore, keep your radio locked to Praise 106.1 to listen to the Willie Moore Jr. Show, Darlene McCoy on the Nightly Spirit, and Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. That's Praise 106.1 or clickety-click on over to praisebaltimore.com to listen worldwide.
I don't know what you come to do, but I'll come to praise his name. You're tuned in to Sunday Inspiration. It's Justified Madness on Blog Talk Radio.
I remember when he saved my life.
Luke chapter 8 verses 43 through 48 talks about the woman with an issue of blood who was instantly cured when she touched the hem of Jesus' garment. Imagine the faith that woman had. Doctors had dismissed her and told her there was nothing they could do. She was isolated and seen as unclean by everyone around her, but her faith was so strong that she was willing to make her way through the crowd just to touch Jesus, because she knew that with just that touch, she would be healed. We need to take on our own cares and issues the same way and take them to the Lord with that kind of faith, knowing that just with a touch from the Lord, we will be healed. Now, we have to remember that same power that healed her way back then is still here to heal us today. All we have to do is believe it and trust him. So be encouraged. God will never leave you nor forsake you. God bless you, and I'll see you this Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time on blogtalkradio.com/justifiedmadness.